everybody, Patty Dewey here with Tupperware. Today I am going to do a nice salad for you. It's done with orzo and shrimp and snap peas and everything else, so I think you're going to like it. Something really good for summer, those out on the patio meals, a quick brunch, whatever you're doing. I think this one will just hit the spot for you. So we are going to get started today on this recipe. It is called Lemon-Dill shrimp with orzo salad. If you don't know what orzo is really like a pasta. And believe it or not, this little bit right here, these little grains will grow up big when you cook them. But we're going to do all of this in the pasta cooker right here. I know I've used this many times. If you're watching on my VIP group, you've seen me use the pasta cooker over and over. You've seen me use it here. If you're watching on YouTube, you can go back and check some of the videos to see where I've used the pasta cooker. And if you're on my business page, you've seen me use the pasta cooker. I can't say enough about this thing because I actually love cooking pasta in here. I don't have to get any big pots of water to boiling before I cook the pasta. The lasagna noodles lay flat in here. Super love that because then I don't have broken lasagna noodles. I can just take them out nice and easy, make my lasagna, and we are good to go. So we are going to cook orzo in here today. Another thing about the pasta cooker, it's embossed on the inside. I don't know if you can see that too well, but the directions are on there, and then one side shows you how to do 2, 4, 6, and 8 servings, and the other side is 1, 3, and 5. It shows you where to lay the pasta for that amount of serving, and then the amount of water that you're going to need for that as well. So like I said, we're cooking orzo in here today. Really easy for storage too. You can do it with or without the top on. Oh, and one more thing. You see these little holes right here? This is for straining. When you cook your pasta in the pasta cooker in the microwave, you do not put the top on. That will cause it to foam over or cook over in the microwave. So you leave the top off. If you notice the top here, it's got one side that is smooth and then the other side has a ridge. Well, when you're straining your pasta, you take the smooth side here, place it where the little holes are, and then you can just drain out your pasta this way. Just shake it up and down and get all of that water out. So I'm going to push this over a little bit so you can see more of what I'm doing. And we are going to just get busy. So in the pasta, in the recipe, it calls for orzo. It calls for whole wheat, but I don't have whole wheat. I just got regular. And either way is fine. It's supposed to be a more healthier orzo for you. But it calls for 8 ounces. So 8 ounces in this is going to be 1 cup of orzo. So we're going to measure out 1 cup of orzo. And you're going to find this in your pasta aisle at the grocery store. And we're just going to put that in there. Just like that. And then we're going to put a little bit of salt in there. Not much. Just a little. And then we're going to put, because, let me get this around here where measure it out. This shows to be for 1 serving, but it's going to cook up large. So I'm going to put it up for a water line that's much above that because we're going to heat the shrimp up and some snow peas in the water after the orzo is cooked. So I'm going to put it up to about the 4 serving mark, so that way it gives the pasta room to cook, and then we also have room to basically just heat up our shrimp. I'm using already cooked shrimp, deveined shrimp, and all I did was pull the tails off, but I kind of like to, even though it says it's cooked on the package, I kind of like to go back and kind of just reheat it to make sure. You just never know, so I always like to do it to make sure. So we have the pasta in here, and we're going to stir this around, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the microwave without the top on. I'm going to go, it says cook it for 7 minutes once the water comes to boil. I'm going to set this for probably 8 minutes in the microwave and then check it And then because the water has to come up to boil, usually in about 2 minutes the water is boiling point there. So 7, maybe 9 minutes in the microwave, and we'll let this cook, and then we'll come right back and finish the recipe. So let me put this in the microwave and we will be right back. Okay guys, I am back. This cooked, actually I had to let it cook a little bit longer. So it cooked about 12 minutes in my microwave. You will want to test your microwave. Each power wattage is different. Each microwave is different. So yours may cook in more time. It may cook in less time. Just depends. So be sure, I would check it, say around the 8-minute mark, 9-minute mark. And then, excuse me, if you need to add a little extra time, you can. So we are going to drain off the water, but we're going to keep the water and we're going to drain it into this bowl here. So right here are the little holes. Let me turn this around where you can see that. Right there are the little holes. And we're going to take this edge. See how it's different from this edge? This one doesn't have the lip. We're going to put it right there on the little holes. And then we're going to take and grab each side, the top and the side together. It does not latch, so you're going to have to hold it both. And then we're just going to strain the water off into here. And the reason I want the water is because I just want to heat the shrimp up just for a couple of minutes and the snow peas in the thing. If you're using fresh snow peas, you're kind of like blanching them. The one which I don't really have a whole lot of is some frozen ones that we're just going to use up what we have. So that's what's great about cooking at home. You can improvise, do what you want to do, add to, take away to your recipe. So I'm going to take this orzo and I'm going to put it in the large impressions bowl here. And I'm just going to dump that out. Now it's hot, so be sure and open it away from yourself. We've got some that's still on that lid that we need to get off. And I will show you here in just a second how big these cooked up to be. So you can see from when we put them in there, these are a lot bigger. They like tripled in size. So we're going to put this right in here. Get all that orzo in there. And like I said, if you want to make this more healthy, get the whole wheat orzo at your local supermarket. It's just that ours did not have any, so I just have the regular. And we've got some down here in these little holes that need to get out. So that's good enough. So that's, I know there's such a glare, I can't help it. My windows and everything around here, but believe me, they're a lot bigger. So I'm going to put the water back in here, and it's not going to take, a whole lot to do this. We're only heated up for about 2, maybe 3 minutes. And then this is just one bag of shrimp that's already been cooked, deveined, and I just do it as a precautionary measure, because you just never know. And then I'm going to add what snow peas I have in here with it. And we're just going to put this in the microwave for about 3 minutes. So hang on and I will be right back. Alright, so we have the orzo cooked. We're going to clean up our mess. And now we need to make the dressing that's going to go on it, which is super easy. I'm just going to use my quick shake here to mix it up in. Actually, I'm going to see how much this makes. It calls for 1/4 cup of olive oil, the zest and juice of 1 lemon, 1/4 cup of finely chopped dill, plus some for garnish, which I do not have any fresh dill. It's growing, but it's not ready. And then 1 tablespoon of minced shallot. Because I don't have shallot, And I'm going to use some red onion, 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, a half a teaspoon of salt, and then half a teaspoon of pepper. So what I'm going to do is I just got a couple of pieces here because red onion is kind of pungent. And I'm using my little chopping prep, and I'm just going to give that some full, chop that down. I want it fine, but not real fine. I might could add one more piece in there. I think I can. It may not be too powerful for them. Now, I don't eat shrimp. Believe it or not, I don't eat shrimp. Just something about it that I don't know. But my daughter and my husband do, and they are going to enjoy this. So I'm going to put this right here in the quick shake because we've got other things to mix up in it with it. I'll take that little blade out. See, there's not a whole lot. So shallots are a lot less pungent than the red onion, or some people call them purple onions, would be. So it's whatever you have on hand. If you have access to shallots, I don't always have access to shallots, so I just substitute. And this is what we got. So we're going to put that in there. And to this, I'm going to add some bell pepper. I've got some pieces here. We're just going to add some color to it. Doesn't really call for it in the recipe, but once again, I'm just improvising, so I'm going to chop that up a little bit. And there you go. It's already chopped down, and the shrimp and the snap peas are done. So while you're cooking your orzo, you can do your dressing here, and then have all that mixed together, and then do your shrimp for just a couple of minutes, and you are good to go. If you're using raw shrimp, of course you're going to want to cook that several minutes in the microwave to make sure that it is done. But like I said, I have just went ahead and used already cooked shrimp. So we need 1/4 cup of olive oil. If you don't like olive oil, use sunflower oil, safflower oil, some other type of oil, kind of light if you're not into the heavy taste of olive oil. So we need 1/4 cup of that. We're going to pour that in here. Since I don't have fresh dill, I'm going to use just a seasoned dill. And I know it's not as strong as the regular dill, like fresh out of the garden. So I'm going to start this off with just a teaspoon. And we'll see how it is from there. We're going to put that in. And then we need to juice 1 lemon. I'm going to cut that little tip off there, so that way it's not hard to push down. Cut this lemon in half. Then take our juicer zester thing, and add the lemon juice with 1 lemon. There we go. You can put the zest in there too if you want to. And then we need 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. And I am using stone ground mustard. I just like the taste of it, the texture of it, even though I'm not the one eating it and it's squirting out. Well, that's a little bit more, but that's okay. We're going to put that in there. Then it calls for a half a teaspoon of salt. Now if you're having to watch your salt intake, by all means do that. There we go. I was fixing to put a half a tablespoon in there. But remember, this is kind of salting everything. And then I'm just going to use, if I can find it, my black pepper grinder is missing. There we go. I'm just going to use fresh ground black pepper in it. So we're going to take and put the little top on here. Close up our quick shake. Make sure that little top is down. So that way, once before, I didn't make sure it was on there and I went to shake it and everything went flying out. So we're going to mix this up just like this. Get it all blended. And we are going to go let that sit for a minute, then go get our shrimp now. So I will be right back. And really all that did was just kind of blanch the peas. And then I always just like to make sure that the cooked stuff is already really good and cooked. And then if you're using the fresh shrimp where you have to devein it and everything yourself, of course you're going to want to cook it, you know, until it's done. So we're going to drain out the water here. Alrighty. And then we're going to take our orzo. Let's give that a toss. And then we're going to take our shrimp in there, the snap peas, put those in there. Give that a bit of a stir. And then we are going to take our salad dressing, or the dressing for the shrimp, and pour that over just like this. It smells good. If I ate shrimp, it would probably taste really good. But seeing as I do not eat shrimp, I'm not real fond of the flavor. I don't know. So I am going to plate just a little bit of this up for you. Now you can garnish it and everything else, you know, with some fresh dill on there, some sprigs of fresh dill. Really, we want to put more snow peas in here. Like I said, I didn't have a whole lot left. And then you can eat this like it is, or do it at room temperature, or chill it in the refrigerator. You can make this the day before and then have it for a brunch or some guests coming over as a nice cold salad. So that, and I know, forgive me that the thing is too bright in there, but I will take a picture and put it at the end of the video. But that is it for the lemon-dill shrimp and orzo salad. Very simple to make, very easy to do. We used the pasta cooker to cook everything in. Then I just chopped up my vegetables and used the quick shake for all of that. So it's simple, 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 simple. So if you have questions about the recipe, about anything that I used today, I'm going to put you back up here where I can see you. Then just let me know, and I'll be glad to get with you on any of the products or anything that I used today. If you are on my VIP group, I will upload the recipe for you later this evening. If you're on my business page, I will upload the recipe there for you later this evening. If you're watching here on YouTube, I will try to add it to the comment section below or down in the description below, so that way you can have the recipe as well. If you're on YouTube, give it a thumbs up and share the recipe with somebody else that you know that might enjoy it. And then if you're not another consultant, ask me about joining my VIP group where we do cooking and games and everything else on there. You can go to my business page at TW Patty Dooley on Facebook and find me there. So you guys have a blessed day. Hope you enjoy this. And if you need to know anything else about Tupperware, what I've used, or anything today, feel free to get with me. So you be blessed, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.